Scums, welcome back. Another installment of the GA Scumbags. We're here today to bring you a preview of the upcoming Tulane game, but unfortunately, because of the way this works, we have to go back and relive the Illinois game. So we're gonna get into all that, but first, we wanted to give a shout out to our buddy Drew Cheshire for winning that Nomad Grill that we were giving away. Uh, Honestly, he's been one of our good friends since day one, since we started doing this shit, since we became Duke fans a year and a half ago. So. Uh, Drew, we're happy for you. You deserve that, brother.
Hashtag Scums Adopt Drew's kids.
Hashtag
Yeah,
Scums Adopt Drew's
we're
kids.
we're glad that Drew got that. Also, shout out to Nomad and the fellow Duke fan that won't be named that I kind of worked those details out with us. Really cool of them to want to help grow the brand. Very selfless act, and we appreciate that. And for everybody that liked, retweeted, subscribed, a lot of people did it, so that was cool. We hope you guys stay tuned, keep following along. Hopefully, a lot of these will be more amped up and exciting, but this one probably won't be. But yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for the grill, Tim.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh God.
well, going back into Illinois, I guess we'll start with the pregame stuff where it was, before it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Uh, Vibes were
Hey,
high.
it was
Scum
so
Gate.
fun
It was so
un-
special until it wasn't.
until it wasn't.
We
Second Scum
all
Gate
we
was
second and the first full one really because you only did it for like 2 hours for
yeah,
Elon, but yeah, that was fun. We all met up in the parking lots around like what, 7:15.
right at seven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all got in Garrett's dad's truck, rode over to the B lot, set up shop, had some breakfast, had some mimosas, had some Trulies. Con Knipple was near our tailgate at one of the other ones nearby, so that was kind of cool. Got to meet some Twitter mutuals for the first time, so shout out to, Crazy Talker, Duke Fan Zone. Cool meeting you guys for the first time. Cool
Shout
as
out
y'all take.
Derek and Jowsey as
Yeah,
well
Wet
from the
Derek and
Scums
Jowsey
group
as
chat.
well. Yeah, it was
Um,
elite.
and then shout out our new friends, some honorary scumbags that we're glad to be tailgating with, Bruce, Curry, and Ryan, three lawyers. So that'll probably come to our aid at some point in this journey. So we like to think long term here. So
Big picture.
appreciate y'all bringing more food as we undershot what we thought we needed for sure.
And
Oh
he'll
yeah.
never hear this, but shout out Jarrett's dad.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out
Shout out
Jarrett's
Jared's
dad.
dad. Absolutely. Yeah,
He'll never hear
100%.
it, but
He has no idea this podcast exists. He
I don't
does. He just
think
doesn't listen.
he's been in hiding low key because Jarrett sat with us at the game and we saw his dad, but his dad wasn't sitting with us or tailgating with us. Hashtag Jarrett's dad said no. Uh, it was fun. Blue Devil Walk was fun. As always, game was fun in the stands anyway.
Yeah, I had a good time for a little bit,
the
at
first
least.
half was phenomenal. Weather was awful because we were all baking, but
Yeah, I've
Oh
got
yeah.
some sunburn for sure. That peel is just now starting. Over the next couple days, it's going to be real bad.
Oh, 100%. I was feeling a little tingly in the shower, like all on my like right side where the sun was beating down on us, and the
Yep.
left was just completely fine.
You
So
can like feel like if you put your hand close enough to your face, you can feel the heat radiating off of it.
100%. That's also the same because I'm still mad about the results of the football game, just radiating heat.
shout out
Yeah,
Garrett, by the way, for the communal sunscreen being passed around
Yeah,
during the
hashtag
game.
the
if
tube.
anyone needs
Sunscreen.
scum screen, come to section 21 at any point through the rest of the year. We will get you scummed up. I guess before we get into like the analytic part of the game, um, just kind of some opening statements, I suppose. I just wanted to go first because I was the one that made the tweet post game. Some Duke fans not agree with that. That's completely fine. That's what we're here for, is to banter, go back and forth, share opinions, and just talk about Duke football and get it shared through media. Um, I heard a lot of people saying Duke gifted Illinois that football game, that Duke was the better team, that Duke outplayed Illinois. I mean, anything you could think of, it was pretty much said. I understand in the face of defeat, a top 15 team, a game in which you were down one at halftime, that we 100% were in, that, these judgments kind of come through. And I totally understand the premise of them. But the point of the post I was making, as Duke fans, we got to get past the excuse game. We're too close to being great as a program. Too close. We are close to rolling over this hump.
We're getting there.
We're real close. Harboring this football program with all the excuses, the what ifs, will hold us back longer than anything else will. The what dids is what matters. The what dids is the facts of the football game. You play 4 quarters. You don't play a half. You play 4 quarters.
Hey,
There's
and
not
nobody
offense and
keeps it
defense.
closer than Duke in the first quarter.
There is nobody better than first half Duke football. You got to play for the full game. There's 3 sides to the ball: offense, defense, and then the most important one, special teams. Duke had 5 turnovers to Illinois 0. 4 of those were forced. One's a muff. You can maybe chalk one of Darian's fumbles up to being 50-50. I'll give that up. Yardage wise, we're pretty much the same across the board. Duke only had 83 rushing yards, which I know Tyler's got a lot to say about that. I'm going to leave that to him. But harboring this football team with the excuses is going to hold us back. You can look and find the positives, but still admit that we have to shore up special teams. The twos on the defense have to get significantly better throughout this season. And they're young. And the only way for them to get better is playing time. And I understand that. But it's got to happen. We have to see the progression. Special teams, the main thing, has to be wrapped up. Offensively, we got to take care of the ball. There's a lot of things that it's okay to say we need to improve on because we want to win 9 or 10 games, not 6. That's my whole premise. Anybody that unfollowed, got mad at me, literally said anything you wanted to on the post, that's fine. Doesn't hurt my feelings one bit. But I'm always going to give my logic and reasoning behind what I say. So there's my spiel. Had to get that out. I appreciate that, fellas. I'll let y'all kind of partake on y'all's parts of it.
Duke's going to have to bring their A game against Tulane on Saturday.
Gonna have a packet.
Duke just has to want it.
And why don't we just score more than every team every week, guys?
I'm going
It's
on Manny
not
Vader's
that
show
hard.
tomorrow. I'm going to submit that as a question. Like, have we considered scoring more points?
Have we considered not fumbling the football?
Eli, I'll let you. My thoughts will be pretty brief if you want to share yours real quick.
Yeah, I've kind of got. I can see both sides of the argument here.
People pleaser Eli.
Yeah, right. No, I mean just
no
like
negativity artist.
I don't know. Going on the positives, in the first quarter, Duke was rolling. They were shutting them down on defense. Our offense was moving the ball. We were looking good, like a prepared football team, like we were going to be in it all day long. Even if we didn't win it, we looked like we were going to be in it all day long. And the vibes were high. The students were loud as hell. I mean, I watched the game again last night. That was the loudest Wallace way to sound on a TV, probably since like the Carolina game last year, before that, Notre Dame the year before. And it just kind of started slipping a little bit in the second quarter, and then it just all fell apart in the second half. There were positives. We were moving the ball a lot. The defense was clamps, but then it just fell apart. That being said, so there are positives to build off of, but there are some encouraging parts. But to Noah's point, you can't turn the ball over 5 times and expect to win the game. Unless you're SMU last year against Duke. Then you can do it 6 times and win the game.
The only team in the history of college football
ever.
So Duke, man.
That's like an all-time that's so Duke moment. But I mean, what was it? The ridiculous muff punt by let me look at the turnovers here on ESPN.
The penalties on the special teams as well.
The penalties on the special teams, just oh my God. 2 fumbles lost by Darian Mensah. The fumble lost by Hagens, which shout out Hagens, the drops haven't been as much of an issue, but he's just fumbling it now.
We've developed
growth. And then like Quayshawn Brown on the punt, the muff punt. That's 5 lost turnovers right there. It's just like, dude. And none of those like really had to happen. All like none of those were like they all could have been prevented. So I don't know, just what a mess. All in all, to say, yeah, excuses. If there's one thing Duke fans are good at when it comes to football, is making excuses and living in the what ifs and if only we just this. That's fine and good. But always making excuses keeps the program from, going anywhere. I mean, that's the same deal as like, oh, I hope we can win 6 games this year. Hey, stop complaining about 7 wins. Like, at least it's better than 1 and 2 like the old days. The program can't grow and shift until your mindset does. So the less you expect and the less you demand, the more they have to produce to make people happy, and the least amount they can get away with. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of positives to build off of that we're going to get into here, and there were some good things to look at, but Duke deserved to lose this game.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just glad
can't.
Eli's been on screen this long and hasn't given anyone the double bird yet.
Oh God. Yeah, I've
Malik
been waiting.
Murphy.
I've been waiting for the email from the Duke marketing team.
Just banned.
Yeah, to
You're
let
not
me
allowed
know that
back.
yeah, I can't come back. It's coming. I just had to let him know what my thoughts were and how the team was making me feel with the on-field product.
100%.
Jake Taylor noticed it, by the way. We were talking on Snapchat, and he was like, "Dude, you were on the video board yesterday, and I was fully convinced you were giving the double bird." And I was like, anyhow, I apologize to any people with children who saw that. I was not in the right state of mind, and I won't do it again.
Till the state game.
Yeah, until
Yeah,
we're
till
home
the next
again.
home game.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'll just to keep it kind of brief. That's a vintage Duke big game.
Mm.
Like, and to the people that want to beg to the fans, say, "Oh, the fans, the players deserve more, the players deserve more." Eventually, Duke has to actually step up to the plate.
Eventually,
Take
we
the
deserve more, man.
take the Clemson game off the table. Take that one off the table. Throw that one to the side. How many times has Duke won a big time? And the Carolina game last year, spare me, that was a big time game. They just got an 80 hunk on them by James Madison, for God's sakes. Like, spare me,
You're
that was a
spitting.
big
A
game.
late stage Mac Brown doesn't
You
move
are
me.
spitting, bro.
So, like, when was the last time Duke showed up and didn't just self implode or beat them? Like, just Notre Dame game, self imploded. SMU, self imploded. The Carolina game in
2
23,
and
at
3.
22, 23 at home when Todd
Back
missed
to back, yeah.
Charlie Ham or whoever missed that field goal
Fucking
late.
Charlie Ham.
Like,
Charlie
and
Tito's
then
ham.
they go down and score the touchdown. The Pitt game, you make a 30-point comeback to get
Blow
walked
it.
off in 30 seconds. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Tech, when Daniel Jones comes back, get the doors beat off of you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Duke has to show up in all phases of the game. You
Yeah.
can sit there and go, cool, our defense held Illinois to however many yards rushing, like sub 100. Cool, the offense put up 400 yards of offense. They scored 19 points. You put up 400 yards of offense and came away with 19 points. That in no scenario should you
That's
get a pat on the back for
insane.
that. Ever.
And this is one thing I think, and I was talking to Tyler about it I think yesterday, whenever I was getting pretty heated about the whole excuse train falling through. Illinois is a damn good football team. A damn good team. Well coached.
They're not top 10 on accident, people.
No, well coached. All the preseason expectations are legit. They're no more than a 3-loss football team in the second best conference in the country, possibly the best conference this year. Duke, and we're discrediting a football team that did everything right. And that's my problem. You got to step back from being a Duke fan and just be a football fan and be like, well, I mean, imagine Duke does that same exact performance and all you see is, yeah, Duke didn't deserve to win, man. We were better in all aspects, even though we turned it over 5 times and you guys didn't do anything wrong and pretty
Look at
much played a
Clemson.
perfect game. I mean,
Remember the takeaways after Clemson? Every media pundit said Clemson beat Duke by 100. They just turned the ball over. And every single Duke fan was up in arms saying we won the game because we had to score off of those turnovers.
And we had this situation we were just talking about before we even came on is different because Clemson outgained us in every metric
By a
and
lot.
category by a lot. You know what I mean? Like Duke might have outgained them a little bit, 20 yards. Clemson out us by 160. I mean, it's non-compatible and compatible at the same time. We're not going to harp on it much more, but it's like you can't discredit good football teams. We don't want to see that happen to Duke.
But I will say to end on a positive note. The reason why I'm still optimistic is because if you watch the game from a talent standpoint, you didn't watch the game and go, Illinois is just that much more talented than Duke.
Yeah, because like
But that,
no one player like had a dominant performance except like Hank Beatty. That was
yeah.
it.
But and like that's the thing, like you go back and watch the game, you're like, oh, Duke's right there with them talent wise. But the thing that's why we should be so upset about this game, people,
Because we had it.
because we were neck and neck with talent. Everything minus special teams play, execution, discipline, the little things is where we lost the game.
We're really great
And
at the
that's the
hard
frustrating
stuff.
part.
This team is really good at the hard stuff and really bad at the easy stuff. And that's a trend of Duke football. And that's how I summed it up.
I
We
mean,
got to be good at all of it.
getting over 400 yards of offense and losing the game by
24,
25,
5, something like
26.
that.
I
A
mean,
lot.
that's like leading 300 laps of a 400 lap race and finishing like 30th. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
no,
can lead all the
exactly.
laps, but the end result is what matters.
The scoreboard at the end of the day is the only thing that matters. And on the scoreboard, Duke got beat by more than 20 points.
Yep.
All that being said, let's get into some numbers. So,
Ah,
yeah, please no.
No
Uh,
thanks.
there was some. I went back and I only made it through like the first quarter and a half last night.
so did Duke.
Yeah. The
It's a
running
good place to
game
stop.
was
Awful.
Mensa was looking okay for a while. I think the biggest thing is his pocket awareness isn't quite there yet. And
It's pretty.
what was it? I mean, because he can throw a pretty ball. He can go through reads. He can move. I mean, shit, we saw him take off with the ball on an option play. We haven't seen a Duke football quarterback do that in 2 years. That was something to see. Um, it's just his awareness isn't quite there yet. I mean, he's what, 18? I'll give him some slack.
The only thing that's concerning with me about Mensa, and like I said, he's still young. Like he's a sophomore. He's a true sophomore. He's got time to improve. There was more than one occasion yesterday or Saturday where he's rolling out and runs out of bounds for a loss of 2 yards
Behind the line of
rather than
scrimmage.
rather than throw the
And could
ball away.
and he doesn't even have to chuck it
Just
or
flick it.
anything. Just underhand toss it out of bounds, dude. We're not asking for the world here.
And obviously in the stands, we're going to see him process things different. But there were just too many instances in my mind of just missed like wide open receivers, like
Tyler
just
was
just
yeah.
not
screaming.
looking to the other side of the field.
Oh
And
yeah.
again, like I believe in Mensa. Mensa is that guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's just he's far from being perfect. There are still things he can work on, and he knows that. But we're like we're gonna point it out, of course. But he knows that, I'm sure. But yeah, like they're small things, but they're things that 2 yards, third and goal from the 4 yard line, and he runs for a loss of two. That could have been huge in a different game. That losing 2 yards to back it up to fourth and goal from the 6. Like those are little
Mm-hmm.
things that make a big difference in the grand scheme.
It's all just
Absolutely.
awareness thing. In the running game, I mean, RB 1 and 2 had okay days considering the number of carries they were given. I mean, Quez was 6 carries for 30 yards. That's averaging 5 yards a carry. Shepard, who has been a stud so far, 5 carries for 24 yards was 4.8 yards a carry. I mean, if you're giving those guys 15 carries apiece, those final rushing stats look a lot different. Henry Beelan had a run for 15 yards. Shout out King Henry. Always nice to see him. I'd just rather be up by 30 instead of down by 30 when
Wrong.
we see him. Uh, Anderson Castle was out there making some plays a little bit. I mean, the final stats don't really reflect it, but he had a few decent plays. Peyton Jones, he replaced Trey Freeman on the milk carton. One rush for 0 yards.
We have a new milk carton, a new scum whole milk carton of the week, possibly of the season.
Milk carton watch alert.
Yeah, I think we might have moved past alert. It might have been like the hurricane thing where your phone starts buzzing, Not
Amber
good.
alert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Small child from Durham kidnapped.
Receiving yards, I mean, Barcate was doing Barcate things, 4 receptions, 88 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Tyler made an appearance. Where's he been the last 2 years? 1 reception for 62 yards.
Free me.
Just
Free
did it. Just
me.
free me. Well, we would, but you're just not fast enough.
We tried to free in. You got tackled at the 8-yard line by a white dude. Come on.
Angel Anthony. Hey,
Dog.
Anthony's been a
He
dog,
showed up.
dude.
Number
He
one.
showed it.
That's wide receiver 1, and I will.
Not on the
I
depth chart. Depth chart
would-
came out today, and
Yeah,
he's still.
Well, we're clutching pearls because we don't want
Yeah.
anybody to get upset, I guess. But there's a clear, talented number 1, and then there's a drop off, and then it's Cooper Barcade at 2, and then we'll have yeah, that's a big drop off. But whatever, that's it.
Anthony's been cooking, dude. That toe drag swag.
Yeah,
He had that one beautiful catch on the sideline where Mensah also hit him with a beautiful pass for like a back shoulder thing. Thing of beauty on both ends there. Quez had 4 receptions for 44 yards out of the backfield. Hagen's had 3 receptions for 33 yards, fumbled 1 away. We're not going to talk about that. Jaden Moore, I wasn't expecting to see Jaden Moore at all this year.
we need to see him on special teams.
Yeah, put him back in
Damn
the
it.
return punts. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
I mean, I know he's
Hey,
got it in him.
Can we talk about real quick? Speaking of, Peyton Jones didn't return a kickoff. He wasn't on kick return, so like
Yeah.
they
They've
are
had enough.
they are making changes.
Nate
Man, I haven't
Shepard
seen it.
being back there is the call.
I don't know. He's too valuable to the run game. I don't know. I'd
We
say
used
put
to have
Jaden
Crowder back there. That's our goddamn goat. You know what I mean?
Jordan
Yeah.
Moore returned to punt last year.
I mean,
God, I was about to say
Ryan
that, Tyler.
Williams is returning for Alabama. He's one of the best receivers in the country. At some point, you just got to nut up, put the talent on the field if your 2 suck.
True. Yeah, Tyler, I was going to say, I haven't seen a number 8 more returning punts since last season. Castle had a reception for 13 yards. I'm actually a big fan of the way they're getting guys involved out of the backfield in the passing game so far. I'm a big fan of that. I'll let y'all
You have
give
to
your
when you
thoughts.
can't run it.
Yeah, when you
right.
can't run it, you got to use the swing passes and checkdowns as runs. And somebody brought that up as like a question last week or something, I think. But like it's the same principle, 100%.
It's just you're bypassing the blockers not doing their jobs.
Yeah,
Like
you
Noah
lied to
said,
us.
yeah, Brian Parker lied to my face.
You lied to my fucking face, man.
I will say one thing that kind of pissed me off before we get to the defense was Duke actually ran the ball like the first 2 drives,
They're
and
looking
then
all right.
for whatever reason, 2024 Brewers showed up and said that's working.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Not today.
It was funny. I think it was like the second or third drive we had kind of completely abandoned. It was the third when we completely abandoned the run. And Tyler, it was like 3rd down and 3. And Tyler just goes, here goes a fucking deep post. And of course, it's an incomplete pass by about 5 yards on a deep route when we only needed 3. I was like, oh, I'm going to have a stroke. We're back.
And the other thing I'll touch on with the offense, and this goes back to last week versus Elon and last year, there's not a better team in the country, and I'll die on this hill, from the 30-yard line to the 30-yard line on offense than Duke. But by God, when Duke hits that damn 30-yard line, it just goes to shit, man. Like we are settling for field goals. No disrespect to Todd. We are settling for 3 way too much for the talent we have.
I think
that first drive, we move the ball at will, and then we just stall out and kick a field goal.
Brewer gets us where we want to go between the 30s, but as soon as he hits the 30-yard line or the red zone, he hands the headset over to Infante and goes and takes a bathroom break.
Yeah. No, dude, like legit, if we get to the 30, it's like it's bad. But then if we get to the 20, like miraculously, if like we get a tip ball first down, it gets even worse somehow. I mean, you might as well just start kneeling it and taking
If a
the
football
points.
field was 70 yards, Duke won a national championship.
We wouldn't lose a game.
Hey, and the practice field used to be 7 yards, so there was a sign. That was an omen.
Thank you, David.
Maybe that's the problem.
It's in our DNA, boys. It's in our blood. We're an arena league football team.
Looking at the defensive side of the ball,
Yeah.
I mean, there were some playmakers out there. Shout out Nick Morris for being all the way back. 8 total tackles, 6 solo, 3 tackles for loss. Brother was living at the line of scrimmage.
He was doing his thing.
It was beautiful. Caleb Weaver, outside of getting twerked a couple times, 9 total tackles, 3 solo, 1 pass deflected. Not bad. Kendall Johnson made some plays, 8 total tackles, 4 solo.
Kendall
Sean
Johnson, you have
Stone.
my attention real quick. I'm sorry for last week, but
Yeah.
attention's been raised. Bar has moved up a little bit. I don't know if you were just a little nervous, but You came out running fast against Illinois. I'll give you that.
He got the Elon jitters out.
Yeah.
Trey Freeman, our buddy, 6 total tackles, 3 solo, half a sack, 1.5 tackles for loss. VJ Anthony. Let's talk about this guy really quick.
What a year he's having, dude.
Such a
3 total
dog, man.
tackles, 2 solo, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. I mean, Kendall Johnson with a sack, Freeman with half a sack. I mean, some of our guys were eating. Hey, Nate Shepard had a tackle. I'm just saying. Bryce Davis was in there for about 3 snaps and had a tackle. So
Deshaun
yeah,
Stone did pretty well, kind of putting up some Terry Moore tackle numbers there, grabbing a nice 7-piece.
he was eating. Aaron Hall getting there doing the dirty work, 3 total tackles,
Just
half
clogging
a
it
sack,
up.
clogging it up.
20-year senior Aaron Hall.
Kamari
20
Robinson not mentioned on this list because there's not a highlight.
As our friend Kramer says, getting quote unquote abused. I will say, watching the game last night, there were like 1 or 2 plays where like they don't show up on the stat sheet, but he looked pretty good on a couple plays. But yeah, outside of those,
Got to be good on all of them, man.
yeah, gotta be good on the ones that show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
We gotta
Got
stop
to make
living
the
in the what
good.
ifs.
Yeah. There we are again.
Any thoughts from you guys?
The linebacker core, that's it. We get Nick Morris, Trey Freeman, and Kendall Johnson rolling. That kind of can avoid some of that inexperience and depth issues behind them.
Yep.
I would still like a better 4th guy to come rotate with them, but KJ, I wasn't, came off the milk carton real quick. Congrats. So that was a big game. I'm looking forward to seeing him fly around the field a lot more. Seems super athletic too. I mean, like in pass coverage, which if Trey Freeman and Nick Morris maybe have something they're not as good at, it is pass coverage.
It's speed.
Yeah, and they're still great linebackers. And a guy like Kendall Johnson balances them out a little bit, and it's more exciting to see. I understood why he ran out in that starting 11 at the end of the game.
The only thing I'll say is this is more of an overarching concern for the defense. Is you're starting to see what happens if we're not getting in the backfield, wreaking havoc and forcing turnovers, and like that's just because Manny's defense is predicated on that exactly havoc defense. Forcing turnovers. You're gonna get burnt. You're gonna give up yards. He's just banking on we're gonna get a big play in the backfield or force a big turnover. When those things don't happen, you give up 45 points. Like, they're just 2 weeks now. Duke hasn't forced a turnover still.
It's getting kind of concerning.
And, I was talking, before the pod, I told them, I said, go back and look at the first half of each game. Duke's getting in the backfield, getting to the quarterback, getting sacks. The second half, it's just not there. Like, it's got to be a 4-quarter thing.
I think we'll know after Tulane if it's they're getting like some sort of schematic like beat on us at halftime defensively, or if we're just like if the rotational problems and depth and inexperience is causing like some gassing, which is understandable, from both sides. But like you're saying, it's definitely concerning to see.
But I will say, like you said, the linebackers look great, and like I said, the defensive line is playing good. We held Illinois
Good
to what is
football.
it? What is it, Eli? We held them to under. It was like 80 yards on 42 carries or something
It
like
wasn't,
insane.
yeah, it was pretty low. It wasn't much better than Duke's actually. It was
Yeah, they
42
averaged like
carries for 123 yards as a team. They averaged 2.9 yards a carry as a team.
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
for a Big Ten team. That's about all you can ask for in terms of like.
They averaged less yards per rush than Duke did.
Mm-hmm. And Duke
So
didn't run the ball much at all.
so like there were some good things to be had, but like you saw when we're not forcing turnovers and we're not getting in the backfield, this defense has issues with like ending drives.
Yeah.
So that's just something to monitor as the season goes on. Like we're gonna start forcing turnovers. Like that's just
100%.
part of Manny's defense. But if we don't, there
Bad
could be
shape.
more of that.
And then the last side of the ball, something that just did. And man, oh man, we said it preseason that we would give it a chance, man. We know how important.
We lost Noah.
Rest in peace.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There we
Yep.
go.
Sorry, the phone Bluetooth connected for some reason to the MacBook. But anyways, special teams has been bad for 2 straight weeks, and it was bad for all
An
12
entire
games
season.
last year.
Not on the field goal side.
Okay,
Todd's
yeah,
been
100%.
cooking,
Yeah, 100%.
but
So
kickoffs, punts,
it's all a group, you know.
yeah,
Todd's greatnesses did not outweigh
yeah,
the penalties, the boneheaded mistakes, the bad blocking. Our kickoff return blocking is pitiful. I mean, it's bad. We got Bryce Davis. We have 10 guys out there on the first kickoff return of the game. 10 guys, first play of the game. And then Bryce Davis runs out there, and he was out there the rest of the game, but it's like you're not even finding all your guys on the opening play of the game. He's running on last second. It's the small things. These things got to be buttoned up. Special
yeah.
teams, David Cutcliffe, and maybe it's because we were younger and like that, you know, you're when you learn things when you're young, they really stick with you. David Cutcliffe preached this shit. You win more football games when you don't have to worry about what happens on fourth downs or on kickoffs or on kickoff returns. When that's an afterthought and you can pour your focus into everything else, you're going to win more football games. And right now, like this screen name don't lie. It's literally like watching a bunch of the Taliban walk out there and try to play football. It is miserable. It is miserable. I literally turned around and asked Tyler to stab me when Peyton Jones fumbled. And then when we got that penalty, I turned around again and asked him to shoot me because I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I'll just real quick. It's just one of those things. It's not a I told you so moment, but if you go back just last week, I was like, our special teams are going to cost Duke a game or two eventually. The fumble by Queso, the 2 number 8s on the field. If you
Crucial
find
plays.
two turning points in the game, there they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
And he's been quiet this year because, by the way, folks, Duke's only punted twice this year. Not that you know it because we're not 2-0, but Duke's only punted twice this year. And I know we're big Cade fans, but like, even he's kind of
Went missing halfway through last year.
yeah,
Great point, Eli. About halfway, we started bringing it up on the pod that those shanks were starting to be more consistent. So
Hashtag where's Porter Wilson?
Porter Wilson, Will Monday, somebody.
Will Monday save us, please?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's the Duke moment. Tyler, Noah, you take this one.
This is a good one. One of our
This
better
is this is so Duke that nobody has ever acknowledged they've seen this before.
Illinois goes up, right before the half. Duke did not show us that the 2-minute drive before halftime was our thing last year. They did it. We were amped. Vibes at halftime, besides like having a fucking heat stroke, were high. Like, I mean, everybody was walking around, getting cooled down, trying to get amped up, ready for the game. We come out 3 and out. Oh my God. Like, I mean, we're over there hitting we're going crazy. Like VJ and Wes up there. We're just hitting that shit, man. And then all of a sudden you see a flag on the punt and the punter's not laying on the ground. And what could it possibly be? Like nobody's blocking on punt returns anymore. So it can't be holding. Duke had the same numbered players on the field twice. 2 number 8s.
Was it Jaden Moore and Deshaun Stone?
I guess it had to be Jaden Moore, the second one, to be the second one. I don't know if there's a 3/8 on the team, but that's the only 2 that come to mind. I mean, the easiest thing in the world to not screw up is to throw a fucking ghost jersey on the dude that says 00 or something. Or 69.
We saw it. What was the game last week where the dude had the massive one on
Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech.
That cost him a damn safety.
Yeah. But still, would have been better than what we were doing.
Just like the easiest side of the ball to get right and to catch one of those things.
Yeah, then they drove it 70 like some yards down the field or something and just scored. And,
yeah, they went like 4 plays and scored a touchdown after that.
Yeah.
Just a free first down.
But that's so Duke.
that completely changed the game.
100%.
Yeah, that's where it
You could
started.
you could feel the stadium just be like, we got the punt. And everyone's like,
It was
hey, like if
buzzing.
we score here, like this is and then
We're gonna run. We were gonna
they
run with
call
it.
they call the penalty, and everyone's just like, the stadium's just like
So
silent.
getting into, and that concludes That's So Duke for this week. Uh, Random player spotlight. Tyler, you take this one.
Yeah, so there were a few guys in discussion. I ended up doing a different guy because I don't know why. I just forgot.
It's okay.
We'll do him next week.
For
But
sure.
the guy we're doing this week is Benjamin Watson. For those of you that don't know, Ben Watson did play at Duke actually for 1 year in 1999. He had 8 receptions for 93 yards and 1 touchdown as a freshman at Duke. He then transferred to Georgia because he was smart. And in 3 years at Georgia, he had 65 receptions for 852 yards and 6 touchdowns. And you might be thinking the name sounds familiar. He only had like a 15-year NFL career. He won a Super Bowl. He had over 6,000 yards in his career, 44 touchdowns. He's on SEC Network now. He does a lot of their football stuff. He's on SEC Kickoff, SEC Football Final. Like, he's a big player over there. But yeah, that Ben Watson, first round draft pick for the Patriots in 2004, played at Duke for a year, guys. In case anyone didn't know that.
There's not even like pictures of him at Duke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
They just had no idea who that he was gonna be good. He was probably just
He is, or they thought that he is what Jake Taylor was.
Okay.
Love you, Jake.
Proud of Apex, baby.
Tied in to Jake Taylor.
Yeah, we saw that, by the way, and
Hell
we know why too.
Jake Taylor's stock is on the rise. Finally, we're not the only ones seeing it.
No,
I'm excited.
Brewer doesn't get the ball to tight ends.
No, and Ben Watson, that's just cool, man. Kyle Shanahan and Ben Watson in back-to-back
How nutty is
that's
that?
what the fucking scumbags bring, man. As much as they want to hate us, nobody else gives you Ben Watson and Kyle Shanahan lore.
Amen to that. All right. Well, here we go into mailbag.
This ought to be fun. I haven't even looked at it this week. I don't have a clue what's in
Instagram is providing the best ones.
Yeah,
now,
we got a decent, we got 12 on Twitter and then like 2 on Instagram. So we're starting to have.
Oh my God, Instagram is like,
yeah,
that's a new one for every week. Oh,
our niche market is.
So Duke football Instagram, dude, is insane with the following they have.
Yeah.
They have like 2 million followers.
I think it was Tyler who said that, where it was like, there's just a bunch of people who like followed the football account by accident because they were looking for the basketball account or something.
Yeah, they're swiping up and it accidentally hits the follow button.
They meant to follow Duke volleyball. So our buddy Bruce asks, why will Duke dominate Tulane? I want what he's having.
I'll take some of them Percocets, Bruce. I know your back's still thrown out, so.
We'll get into that one in a minute when we get into the Tulane preview.
Yeah,
we'll hold off on that.
I'll just say they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple.
Yeah. Our friend Diego Wallace Wade says, can you tell us as a positive, have you been impressed with the speed and athleticism of Angelo Anthony and Cooper Barkay so far? Feels like Duke's receiver room is pretty healthy right now. I'll go first. Angelo Anthony and Cooper Barkay are 2 guys who I was very excited and very high on coming into this season. And to this point, they've been our best receivers. No doubt about it. Anthony gets open better than anyone else does, and I attribute that to his experience in the SEC and the Big Ten and his just freak natural athleticism, his speed and his size. I mean, he's that amazing toe drag swag he had, that great back shoulder catch he had last week, a real nice touchdown against Elon last week as well. Anthony's been impressing me so far. As for Barkate, I mean, he popped off against Elon. He made some plays this past weekend too. So, I mean, yeah, that's definitely wide receiver. Should be wide receiver 1 and 2 right there. Maybe not on the depth chart, but in our hearts, they are.
Yeah, and in what we know, is that there's those guys, we needed them to be the 2 best receivers this year. And if they keep this up, that'll be the case. We just need to fix some other things up. It's kind of almost like how we were worried about the offensive line last year and how they just kind of did their thing. The receivers are, those 2 guys are doing their thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, wide receiver one, right? They've lived up to the billing.
Yeah, worth
We
every
should
penny.
never play a snap where one, if not both of them, are not on the field at
Mhm.
any point in time this year.
True.
Yeah.
Our friend, the Duke of QP, says, we need some freaking takeaways. For all this opposed havoc, we haven't had a single one all year. Our turnover margin is a solid turd, -6. I don't have a question, but fire Infante from special teams.
Yeah, he's just spitting, man. That's just a Duke fan that cares and a Duke fan that gets it right there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, that's the whole point of Manny's defense is like it's big plays in the backfield, turnovers, and if you aren't getting those, it's not pretty.
I mean, it's just last year, the reason we won 9 games last year was our defense. It's like last 2024, here's our defense, here's our offense. 2025, here's our offense, here's our defense. Not good. It's not a good recipe right there.
We're regressing and not improving enough in certain areas.
Nope. I'm gonna take this next one, just because I think it's, and I'm sorry if we lose another subscriber on this, but you know what? That's been the theme of today. We're losing followers, so allow me to take this one because I think we're all gonna agree here. Max, the Forgotten Grit, says, I am not a fan of the Devil's Deck. I can't remember a game where I've seen it packed. I mean, it's kind of fits the theme of the stadium, right? Watching any home game on TV, it looks dead and empty, the theme of the stadium, when somebody's kicking a field goal. Either get rid of it, move the students, or make the tickets cheaper in that area. Sorry, man. People like it. The players like it. Most of the fans like it. Even if the fans don't like it, you should at least be able to understand its significance and its importance. That's a very common thing in sports these days across the board, whether it's college or pro. Hell, NC State has something like that. NC State took bleachers out of their end zone under the scoreboard and put in some kind of deck like that. That's just the way things are these days. And especially Wallace Wade Stadium. I don't know about you. I'd rather see like not packed Devil's Deck than a completely empty end zone and bleachers.
Yeah, instead of 19,000 empty seats where the Devil's Deck sits, I would just rather see the Devil's Deck with less people on it because
And
it's
I
still
mean,
better than bleachers.
Yeah.
even UNC put a picnic table with an umbrella on it in their stands
Yeah.
last year.
Wake
Like,
has it. Like it's just
Wake's building something crazy, dude. They're
hell
like
yeah.
putting
just
this
not a
whole
football
like
team.
they're doing yes. They're doing this like whole like how the Atlanta Braves built the battery. They're doing that shit in Winston-Salem. I hope
Hell
they
yeah.
stay safe.
Hey, some are calling Winston-Salem the next it city.
They
Right behind
really said
Greensboro.
it's supposed to be the capital. It was never Raleigh or New Bern. It was
It was
It was
always
always
Winston.
Winston-Salem.
Uh
As
yeah,
far
I
as
don't Devil's Deck, sorry Tyler, real quick, let me finish.
God, so stupid.
I just Devil's Deck is not for me personally. I did it once, didn't love it, but I'm glad to say I did do it just so I could experience it. It's important. It's great for if you're not really trying to watch the game and be that locked in, which honestly, let's be real, a lot of people that do football games don't care about what's going on the field. Uh, so if you're actually trying to sit there and watch the game, it's maybe not the best thing, but it just shows that Duke at least cares and is trying out new things to, bring people out or engage fans at the stadium. I know a lot of people hate it, but you know what? It is what it is. That's the way the game is going these days. I don't see a problem with it. I'd rather see a less than full Devil's Deck than just ugly ass empty bleachers like we saw for 90 years at Wallace Wade.
Yeah, I mean, like the Devil's Deck isn't made to attract your diehard football fan.
No.
No,
The Devil's Deck is there for people who are like,
it is the
yeah,
complete
like
opposite.
yeah, it's like, oh, I'll go watch a football game, but like, I want to do something. I don't want to sit in my seat for 3 hours.
Yeah, I want
It's
to throw
marketable.
cornhole and talk to people and
Yeah, like
beer.
it's not there for the enjoyment of watching just a football game. You're not going to the Devil's Deck because hey, I'm gonna go sit down and watch some football.
Nope.
And like that's fine if that's not your thing. That's the point of it, is to try and get those more casual people to the stadium. As far as it not being full, the fuck do you expect? It's Duke.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah.
think about it. I've never even
Like
thought about how many people are on the Devil's Deck at any given time at
yeah,
all.
but like people show up, people like it. There's no reason to get rid of it. I like you guys said, I would much rather see that than a kickoff at noon against Illinois and
Nobody's
with that.
sitting there, dude.
Yeah,
Because
think about like the
nobody sits
stadium.
in front of it. They can't
We
even
thought
sell
we
that
thought the
out.
stadium looked pretty good on Saturday.
Good
Now,
enough.
take the Devil's Deck out and put those seats back in there. it looks pitiful.
Looks really
Mhm.
pitiful. I mean, it looked good sitting in the stands, but watching it back on TV, it looked like shit. The
Oh yeah.
crowd was better than I thought it would be, and that was a pleasant surprise. It sounded better than I thought it did. It sounded great on TV. That was largely because of the students. Shout out to students, by the way. You guys have been great this year. Um, but
Shame they won't come back.
yeah,
Yeah, they
I
will
just
not be
don't.
there for state.
Yeah, I don't like. I'd rather see the Devil's Deck than a bunch even more empty bleachers, plain and simple.
I also, real quick, I want to shout out Illinois fans are cool. Like the few that like we got to like interact with and stuff, talk to, great people. Like they knew their spot. They didn't try too hard like those Virginia Tech fans did. Um, we actually got complimented. Noah, you weren't there.
Yeah, Eli
Uh,
told me that was funny as
yeah,
shit.
that guy was like, "Hey, that Myrtle Beach comment, that was good. We like that."
Yeah, oh yeah. That was some of my best work, honestly. I was really proud of that. Because like you gotta dunk on Midwestern people for not living close to Myrtle Beach. Like how
Landlocked
can
state.
how can you as a human not want to live
The
within
only
4 hours
beach
of
you've gone
Myrtle?
to is Lake Michigan.
Concrete don't count.
But anyway,
Yeah, definitely a good one.
now that that's out of the way, our buddy Timothy O. Gonzalez says the best game of week 2 of college football was USF versus Florida. Was a good game. All right. Plus, have y'all seen a duck do push-ups?
I
Do you,
I
Tim?
have seen a duck do push-ups.
Tim, do you have shit coming out of ass?
I do. I do watch Oregon Duck football, so yes, Tim.
I have seen those. And he's not lying. USF versus Florida was the game of the weekend. I mean, he's 2 for 2 right there. I
Tim,
don't know.
Tim, don't lie.
Yeah, Tim's a money ball guy. He gets on base.
If there's two
Yeah,
things that don't lie, it's ball and Tim.
and there
Yep.
really was. I was trying to think. Yeah, there really wasn't anything better than that game.
Tim gets on base, dude. I'm telling you.
Friend, sweet Bentley Weeks, asks, looking ahead, how do you guys think Darian handles going back to Tulane? Could this be a game where he absolutely goes off, considering how familiar he is with playing Tulane, or does that not matter at all? LOL.
I mean, I'll take this one first. I don't think that he goes off. I think he's going to do what he has been doing.
Which is
Like
like
three,
enough.
yeah, like he's going to put up 350 to 400 yards in the air. That's like for him to go off, he'd have to put up 500 yards.
Yeah, throw
Like,
4 touchdowns.
yeah, with like where
Against
the
a
standards
G5
been.
team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and speaking of G5, oh, yeah, I'll get on that later. I'll save that for
Sorry.
when we get to Tulane.
Yeah.
But
Sorry not to set you off.
yeah, I'll get to that when we get to the Tulane preview. But yeah, he's just set a bar so high that in terms of like him to go off, it's just almost like unattainable. He's going to do what he's been doing, and that is playing really damn good at quarterback. I don't think the whole Tulane thing is going to like.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a better read on Tulane because Darian played for Tulane.
Yeah, we're not going to win because Darian Mensah played at Tulane.
And gave us the keys on defense to know exactly what they're doing down there.
Stole the playbook.
Yeah, exactly.
Although any Tulane players that may find this pod, if you want to send Darian Mensah your playbook, by all means,
or send it to us. Let us get some
We've got
goodies,
connections. We'll get to the right place.
yeah, by all
We
means,
just-
go ahead.
Hey Zach, look at this.
What
Yeah,
was
Zach,
like,
read this playbook.
what was it? The dude played at Memphis.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
was
that what it
got
was?
The playbook.
Yeah,
Ah,
only in
All
the
right.
American.
Our friends at Duke Football Reddit say they asked, "Do we think Tulane fans actually have bad blood over this game?" Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they're
If
bad
you
as fuck
spent
on
any
Twitter.
time on Twitter this offseason, oh yeah, there's a
There's-
lot of bad blood from. I mean, the way we were behaving last year in the offseason over Riley Leonard, there's like them with Mensa, but probably worse.
Tulane's
Yeah.
going to Ole Miss next week. By the way, they would rather win this game and lose that game by 1,000,000
Oh, 100%.
than beat Ole Miss in Oxford next week. Like
Oh,
this
100%.
is outside of like a conference championship. This game means more to them than any other game.
This is
And
their
mind
Super-
you, their fans are all in on Jake Retzlaff now.
Hey,
BYU.
and why shouldn't they be?
Yeah, Tulane, baby. And it's like, I mean, he's a good quarterback, and like they're legitimately calling they're calling their shot. They think they're no worse than Duke is. That Duke is no better than them. So we'll see.
Our friend Jacob on 3 Ross asks, is it too early to hit the panic button on defense? This is actually a good question. Is it too early to hit the panic button on defense and special teams, or do you hope that they will be smarter with the ball, either running it or catching it and going out of bounds instead of fighting for extra yards?
I am smashing the panic button.
Are you?
Smashing it. Yeah.
On
I'm on
special
the same
teams,
team.
absolutely.
For special teams, yeah.
And then
For
also
defense, I'll
defense
give it.
wasn't convincing enough for me against Elon, and they certainly weren't convincing enough for me against Illinois.
I
I'll
think the defense will
yeah.
find their footing. I'm not as worried about them. The special teams, absolutely. Like I'm,
Panic button should have been hit week 4 last year,
yeah.
and it's still ringing.
Shout out Jacob, by the way, for coming to the
Yeah,
tailgate the
we've been
A
last
seeing him a
cool,
lot
the
more
a
two
this
cool
weeks,
dude,
season.
and
man. Yeah, thanks, Jacob,
some
for
of the
coming out.
coolest hair in Duke football.
He's
That
he's
man's
our
got a flow.
he's our head and shoulders rep, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, he's got that flow.
Yeah, yeah, it's been cool getting to see Jake a little bit more because I saw him a few times last year and we talked, but he wasn't really around. He's been coming around this year and that's been cool. Uh, Lane Phipps, frequent commenter, asks, do the careless turnovers happen if the Big Ten officials don't screw Duke's momentum, or do you guys think the turnovers were going to happen regardless?
I feel like
I
my
think they happen
opening statement,
regardless.
yeah, my opening statement answers that.
I
I
mean,
think
look,
I'm never going to put a win or a loss solely on referees, but I do think there were some very questionable calls being made. I'm not saying there was a fix. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying there were some questionable calls and no calls being made. That didn't lose us the game, but it was a little bit like Carolina 2023 where there was some definitely like some impactful calls and no calls.
I mean,
But the game was not down to that. That's all I'll say.
as far as the Big Ten official comment goes, like Manny knew they were getting Big Ten refs. Big Ten refs call football games certain ways. They're going to call a game differently than an ACC crew will because Big Ten football is played differently. So like Manny knew that. Manny was prepared for that going in. That wasn't like a game breaker. And like you said, if you're putting yourself into if you put yourself into a spot where the officials and calls are actually dictating the outcome of a football game, you deserve to lose that football game because you
Mm.
didn't handle your job and do your job well enough to take care of business. There are calls every game that impact football games. Good teams overcome it. Bad teams let it beat them.
Agreed. Our friend Jarrett at Wade Wacko 71 says, as a longtime Duke fan, it's clear that the talent gap is closing. We have some depth issues at defensive back, but the depth comes with snaps. We are so close yet so far. What's it going to take to get us over the hump in these spotlight games? Signed, a sad Duke sicko.
I would love to take this one first. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. The number one thing that holds this team back is making excuses for this football team. And that is it.
Yeah, I want to touch on the first part. He talked about the secondary depth and stuff. If you watch the pod with our secondary preview, we harped on the fact that outside of Chandler Rivers, nobody's played more than 10 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
We warned you it was coming.
Yeah, we saw it.
As far as getting over the hump, I mean, they just have to win one. There's not like some sort of secret formula. They just have to win.
This comes with
And
time.
yeah,
Uh, Garrett, our friend at Blue Devil 316 asks,
fourth
is it
scum.
the
Force
fourth
them.
scum? Absolutely. Is it time to hit the panic button if Tulane is a loss? Oh yeah.
Oh,
My
buddy.
fi my finger is hovering over it right now.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be on the button.
I'm stroking the button right now.
Slow stroking that thing.
I think it depends on how they lose. If Duke loses the game by more than like a field goal, absolutely. Like if Duke goes down there and we just play football and like we don't turn the ball over and we play good and Tulane just plays better than us and they win on like a walk-off field goal, okay. They get their moment. Like that game means a lot to them. But if Duke loses the game by 10, 14, 20, 30 points, then yeah, it's bad.
I said at the beginning of the season that 7-5 was absolute worst case if everything falls apart this year. And I was pretty confident we were going to be pretty far from 7-5, but I'm not saying we're going to be 7-5, but I'm saying it seems a lot more realistic than I was hoping or thinking it would be.
Saying Tyler's about to go 2 for 2 on season predictions. It
You
looks like.
guys are starting to learn why I'm not so optimistic in these things.
Yeah, he's got that last step of not overthinking the preseason figured out. I've got like the season stuff figured out, but it's the preseason. We're NC State.
Yeah, dude, I literally said that earlier. I was like, damn, we're low-key NC State last year. We had expectations and preseason hopes, and they ended
Got
up what, 6-6.
trampled by a fucking top 15 team. You
God,
know,
it's gonna be us. Uh, our friend Will Kuntis, Wet Willie.
Wet Willie.
Wet Will,
He's clearly comparing and contrasting the pros and cons of boxers, jockeys, and what?
jock
What?
straps. Yeah,
Clearly, comparing and contrasting the pros and cons of boxers, jockeys, and jock stripes is the primary topic. Ball security is the theme of the game. Otherwise, I saw positive flashes on potential. Hope is not lost.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Agreed.
He
we've
puts the
harped on
wet in
that
Wet Willie.
enough. Like he said, well, yeah, he's right. I'm not going to harp on that when we've all said
Yeah.
it. We agree.
All right. Now, heading over to Instagram really quick. We got a couple over here. Uh, so we get two. Someday, somebody named MD Naslin says, "Have the expectations gotten too high without the investment to justify it?" Uh, I wouldn't say the investment isn't there. We got Manny, spent a shit ton on Darian Mensah. My dad died for this. Uh, so I don't know. I mean,
God damn, I was
there's
in mid
investment.
drink.
There's investment, but I see where they're coming from.
Uh,
Yeah,
Steve
I don't.
Hartsoe didn't die for nothing.
I'm on the
Yeah.
same page. They didn't bury Steve Hartsoe with Wallace Wade for no reason. They didn't take Eli's dad away from him in a box car for nothing. So it sucks. But yeah, I think we're well on our way. The expectations I think are probably a little high this season, but they're not way out of the stratosphere.
I mean, the other thing is Duke has to learn to deal with expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're gonna be
Good
good, you
teams
gotta
have expectations.
Yeah, like you have to learn
shocker.
how to deal with that.
I bet those teams score more points than the other ones too, boys. I just
Like
fucking know it.
the expectation doesn't have to be beat a top 25 team every time you host them or beat a top 10 team every time you host them, but look competent.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like we should be at a stage now where we're not saying, "Oh, I hate having expectations. Oh, Duke does so much better when they don't have expectations. I want to be the underdog." No, we should have expectations and we should like having expectations and we should be used to having expectations. That means you're a good football team. Uh,
I just want to get to 500,
just want to get to 500.
just 6-6.
Our friend Milo at Gimme Lamp sends a real nice long Instagram DM question. He says, "Longtime Duke fan, new listener to the pod. Two
I'm
questions for
sorry.
you guys, and they're both long. Section 17 is accepting new listeners, right? You didn't have to come to us.
Yeah, we're F tier.
Yeah. One, what does everyone think the team needs in order to get over the hump of being the gatekeepers of the ACC?
A kick
It
in the
feels
ass.
as of lately like we beat the bad teams and lose to the good teams. True. What does the team need to do in order to get over that besides firing everybody that works on special teams?"
I mean, you got to turn the program into exactly what Clemson, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Miami and Louisville have right now, in my eyes.
And what would that
Um,
be, Noah?
fan base has to be more potent. The allocated funds to game day environment has to go up. On field product, Duke seems like they're well on their way in that department, but we are just pissing it down our legs in every other category that matters that makes these teams so great, like Clemson and Florida State. I don't ever see us getting there, but that's the only way we can get there in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and this isn't to knock Duke or anything like that. There's a world where it can happen. We are still years away from being in a spot where we could talk about Duke being on the same stratosphere of a
Mm-hmm.
program as Florida State or Clemson or Miami. And that is no disrespect to Duke. Like Duke football has no reason why it can't be extremely successful and like a big program. But we are years away from being in any kind of conversation of a Florida State, Miami, Clemson level program. And like that just
Just on
comes.
fields, you're talking, right?
I mean, like in general, like Duke
I
has
don't
to
know if we'll
show
ever
that.
We'll never be there in terms of fan base or numbers, but we
Well, no, but
could
like
get there on the field.
even like behind the scenes,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
like Duke has to show a willingness and commitment for longer than 3 years for me to be like, okay, they're showing all the right signs, but like this has to be a long term build kind of thing.
And not and get more strict with what you consider good.
Yeah, like this
Seven wins a year should be like considered bad at this point.
that should be like the minimum. It should be a
Mhm.
point where like we get to 7 and it's like, okay, that's good, but like we're better than this now.
Yeah.
It has to be a thing where, God forbid, say Manny leaves in 2 years. It can't be a situation where like, okay, he left, we're punting on football again. They didn't do that with Elko, but like it can't be a situation where like he leaves, say God forbid he takes everything with him, the program's barren, and we're like, yeah, we'll just we'll hire someone and we'll give them 2 years to get right, and we'll win 4 games for 2 years, and hopefully year 3 we get going again. It has to be okay. We make a change. Like there's no drop off. You have to keep the standard going time
Being
and time again.
aggressive. Yeah. Good question. Question number 2. Do we as fans or does Duke as an organization need to do something to make opposing fans feel less welcome? It felt at times that the Illinois fans were just as loud, if not louder, than we were. Outside of filling the seats more, what should be done to Wallace Wade to make it more of a hostile environment to play in? Thanks, gents. Go Devils.
I had one big thought on that, and it's probably going to piss people off. Wallace Wade Stadium is never going to sell out 35,000 people on a consistent basis. Duke could win 7 straight football national championships in football. It's not going to happen. It's just like there are too many factors against it. You can't compare Duke with their 10,000 students to NC State and their 40, 50,000 students.
It's closer to 7,000, actually.
Yeah, like it's just every student for Duke football could show up to every single game, and we're still having to rely on basically 30,000 people to show
That's
up
still
every
like
night.
a fifth of the stadium max.
Yeah.
If every single undergrad shows up.
And like it just Duke's alum base isn't centralized. Section 17, Josh Cox said it last week on their pod. We're not a centralized group. Like it's just not feasible. If Duke can get, we've all said, if they can get to 25,000 a game, I'm fucking happier than hell.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gave up on the fan attendance, like trying to get 40, just like you're saying, man. The older you get, the more you see those demographics, the just less feasible it is.
In terms
It's a
of
gut punch.
making it like less welcoming, I feel like they're taking steps towards that.
The students are helping that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
no
dude.
no
The
fight
students-
song.
You
Hell
get enough
yeah.
drunk college kids on that concourse, and one motherfucker says the wrong thing. Like even though it's Duke students, like somebody will be froggy enough to start showing their ass. Like it'll happen.
Hey, we talked about last week. We won the war. No Illinois fight song.
2-0.
Finally, we
2-0
won.
in our
We
season.
made a difference.
We're 2-0.
We could be a negative. We could be as negative as we want because I attribute the whole fight song thing to us. Nobody was louder about that than we were last season. Nobody doxed the band leader like we did last season.
Send his email out. You know what I mean?
Hell
Like, come
yeah.
on. That
We
should
want
mean
this shit.
something to us.
And that's the kind of thing that it takes. If you want to see change, you got to get crazy sometimes.
You got to do things you kind of don't want to do, but you have to do.
We've been saying, or I've been saying at least, we've been saying like the last year, I think we're the first Duke football fans ever to make Wallace Wade like a hostile environment for opposing fans, at least in our section. Nobody wants to sit near us.
Yeah.
I think if more Duke fans were that way, that'd be awesome.
We make Duke fans want to move away from us. Like that's our thing. Jamie Holt from Section 17 commented that too. I think under something Bentley had said. Jamie was like, I watched Noah get 50 people moved away from us last year. He goes, it's a Duke problem, like it's a Duke fan problem. Opposing fans will eat it up, like you guys are saying. We're sitting there dogging these dudes for living in the Great Lakes and, just telling them they're shit because they don't go to Myrtle Beach and stuff. And like just giving them hell. And they eat it up, have a good time. And Duke fans are like, you're Satan and the Antichrist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pray for you.
I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, okay.
And that concludes the mailbag. Best bets. Scum money. Let's get into this.
Yeah, hey, we've
We're
yet to have a
rolling.
losing we've yet to have a losing week. And in the gambling world, 500 is good.
That means you're making money.
Yeah, that means you're winning. We're 9-6 on the season. Still really really good year for us.
Oh yeah.
Scum best bet last week went 1-0. I'll let Noah when we get to the money line. That's where the best bet is this week. I'll let him take that one later. This week I'm writing a make sure like you need to get these now because the lines move. So we record these early in the week. So when we
Yeah.
put out our graphic later in the week, it is of the lines when we record the pod. Georgia right now 3.5 at Tennessee. Tennessee, I'm not still sold on. They're down like they're starting 2 corners still.
Yeah.
Georgia's pissed off.
We're
And
also
Georgia,
in agreement this week, I think, on every single one of
yeah.
these. And the
And
last few weeks, we've had one or two. It was like iffy, but like these, and we've been cooking on these. So
yeah, I like all of these. Calgorithm, Golden Bears.
hashtag sick 'em bear.
Can't wait for that game in a few weeks.
They're gonna get murdered.
Row the Boat's going to town. That is a very interesting, like Row the Boat versus the Calgorithm is really like that's gonna be a fun game at like midnight. It's gonna be 2 guys throwing rocks at each other all game long. But
it'll literally just be me, you, and BSBL and Greg awake at that part of like 2 a.m. in the group chat, just going, "These guys are still throwing rocks at each other."
But Cal's getting 2.5 at home against Minnesota. I like Cal's quarterback. I think the game comes down to who's going to score at the end. I trust Cal more. So I'll take Cal plus 2.5. You could do money line, but take the points. And the last one, FIU. Willie Simmons covered Penn State last week, by the way.
What, Willie?
Florida Atlantic is going to FIU this week, and FAU doesn't have Lane Kiffin on the sidelines anymore.
Yeah,
is Herman
bad.
still is Todd Herman still coaching?
Oh yeah, he ain't raping nobody down there yet. He's okay.
FIU by 1 million.
Oh, they're gonna tweet that on 247.
FIU by 1 million. Shout out Coach Simmons. FAU sucks.
Willie's on our forehead till the day we die, man.
My money line pick. They lost a tough one to Ohio last week. You simply don't play MAC teams on the road and expect to come away with it. But man, I love Rich Rod, and it's the last backyard brawl we get for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
it's in Morgantown. I hate Pat Narduzzi. I'm picking with my heart more than my brain on this one. The Mountaineers at plus 200 against Pitt. That's gonna be my money line pick for the week.
Yeah, I'm with it. You simply just don't go play at Ohio early in the year and walk away alive.
You don't play MAC teams on the road in the first 3 weeks and live to tell the tale.
There's got to be snow on the ground first. If you let them people still have like leaves on the trees, you're gonna be in bad shape. But also, after Ohio beat them, they instantly dropped the Tavon Austin mixtape of the highlights of the game.
That was so funny.
So shout out to Ohio Bobcats. But I'm with Tyler on all 4 of those. My first one is the NC State Wolfpack -7. Doran's got the boys rolling a little bit. Wake is just dog shit. Bad football team. Only team worse than Stanford. I don't
Maybe
care
Virginia Tech.
Yeah, VT Tech, man. Those our boys, delusional Hokey on Twitter. I feel bad, man. He's having like a Duke level breakdown. I was talking to him earlier. It's like 2021 for them right now, the way it was for us. They're emailing, calling like crazy, threatening to take donations. They're pulling out all the stops. But yeah, I got the Wolfpack -7. That seems free. And then I was high on them, and I'm going to be high on them again. The Colorado Buffaloes +6 against Houston. Houston's not that good this year, folks. They're 3rd best team in the American at best, maybe 4th or 5th, depending on how Army and them turn out. I just feel like you could take them in the money line, but I had a money line we liked a lot more. And then my last one is UConn. They're not going to Jim Nora simply doesn't lose back-to-back football games. -10.5 against Delaware State at home after losing a heartbreaker to Syracuse. you should be giving UConn 28.5 right now. I'm all in on that one. And then our scummy bet of the week, our scum money line. You know who we love. GT Tech, baby. Roll Yellow Jackets. They are beating the piss out of Clemson this week.
Ooh.
It is Brent Key's week, baby.
If
Let's
Georgia Tech
roll.
beats the piss out of Clemson,
In
what
Bobby
does that
Dodd.
do for our hopes?
There's Tech's just
Clemson
gonna beat us more,
Clemson could be 1-9 going into that game with us, and Dabo is like,
They're not losing.
if Clemson wins 2 games at the end of the year and they go 2-10,
We're
their
winning
other
them.
win is the fucking get back game for us. Like Dabo is circling that game
We're
internally. Maybe the players might not, but Dabo has that game
Yeah,
circled.
players don't know we exist this year. They don't even know they're playing, dude. Dabo's got us like chiseled in gold, like with a Bible shrine around, dude. He's been wishing for this day. Tyler from Spartanburg made that call. It's like he's getting his licks back.
Tyler from Spartanburg.
Um. So yeah, I mean that's the best bets. I'll have the graphic up soon. Like I said, make sure you listen to this because like this is where you get those odds at. They change during the week, so you won't get
You
them
can
better than you
outline
will
them, but
here.
you can
Yeah.
outline them back, but it's not going to be the same odds. So
Diving into the Tulane preview. They're pretty good, folks. Head coach John Summerall's in his second season at Tulane. If you remember the name, it's because he coached at Troy when Grayson Loftus went to Birmingham and beat him. Second year at Tulane, he's 11-5 at Tulane. His career record 34-9. I don't care who you are, that's a good record.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Duke is 3-2 all time against the Green Wave. We last played in 2015. Duke came away with a 37-7 win. Tulane's 2-0 on the season. Week 1, they beat Northwestern 23-3 at home.
That
Going
does Northwestern isn't even like a good football team necessarily. They're not great, but Duke would not beat them that badly, I don't think.
No, it would be I'd probably be close to the same if I had to guess. They go on the road to South Alabama last week, win 33-31.
Who, by the way, has to go play Auburn this weekend. So,
Yeah,
RIP South Alabama.
tough day to be a Jaguar fan. Um, Offensively, they're led by quarterback Jake Retzloff. We've talked about him. He was at BYU. He had sex, and BYU kicked him out. Yeah.
Sounds like my childhood.
Retzlaff on the season he's only 31-55 for 277 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's got 23 carries for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's the team's leading rusher. It's also important to note that he's only been on campus for like a month and a half.
Ugh.
Like, running back room, they are stacked. Retzlaff, 23 carries, the quarterback. Then they got running back Javin Gordon, 20 carries for 104 yards. Running back this Zubri Mobley, 16 carries, 100 yards. Running back Maurice Turner, 14 carries, 86 yards. Like it's insane. The wide receivers, you've got Omari Hayes. He's got 9 receptions for 74 yards. Bryce Brohannon, 6 receptions, 65 yards. Nobody blows you away there. Safety Jack. This is gonna be butchered. Tachinow.
Jack Shinsho.
Yeah. 16 tackles on the season, 1 PBU. Linebacker Dixon Nagu, 16 tackles. Safety Bailey Despain, 10 tackles. Cornerback Jaheim Johnson has 4 PBUs and 1 interception. And cornerback Javion White has 2 interceptions.
That's crazy. 2 interceptions in the first 2 weeks of the season.
It's Tulane's like what Duke was last year. If you look
Good.
at him,
on defense.
They don't give up a lot of points and they force turnovers. Like they give up defensively, Tulane's giving up 17 points a game. They're allowing over 300 yards of offense though, but they're +6 in turnover margin through 2 weeks.
sounds like Duke last year.
This is the really interesting stat that I have picked out with Tulane's defense. Third down defense. Tulane's opponents are 9-24 through 2 games on third down. Yeah, Tulane's third down defense. That's just something to watch for when we get down there. Offensively, 28 points per game, 413 yards of offense a game. Your run-of-the-mill stats these days. The only thing that jumps out, we talked about 255 rushing yards a game. That's a lot, guys. So I'll just say, they're a solid football team. They were projected. If you looked at everyone's preseason playoff brackets, it was either Boise State or Tulane for the G5 rep. There was reasons for that. Tulane is not your run-of-the-mill G5 program. If
No,
you
they're
go
not.
back to the 2023 football season, Tulane has beat number 9 USC, beat number 17 ranked Kansas State, went to Norman, Oklahoma, and played Oklahoma to a 14-point game, played Kansas State in Manhattan to a 7-point game, beat Northwestern by 20 points. They have seen Power 5 football, Power 4 football. The lights will not be too bright when a Power 4 rolls in to New Orleans. They will be ready.
Crowd will be
It's
rocking.
it's going to be. It's a really
It's
rough.
gonna be a movie, dude.
It's a really terrible first road game to draw when you factor in all the circumstances.
The Mensa storyline, also the fact that Tulane is just like a damn good G5 team,
Yeah,
and we don't know them. They're an unknown.
It'll be if Duke loses the game, it is not like a oh my god, I can't see that coming kind of upset.
No way.
I could see a world where Tulane wins the game by 10 points. I could see a world where Duke wins by 20 points. This game will tell us more than this past week did.
This game defines a season.
And we're playing a really well coached football team, just like Illinois. They're going to be solid at the little things.
Yeah, don't expect this to be like a. Who was the last G5 we played? This isn't
Was it Troy?
MTSU.
Yeah, Troy,
MTSU.
MTSU.
Yeah, this isn't Middle Tennessee from last year. This isn't your run-of-the-mill G5. This is like an App State level Group of 5 program. They expect to compete with Duke. Tulane isn't looking at this game going, boy, I hope we can keep it close on TV. No, they are looking at this game thinking, we're winning.
Tulane's program doesn't come into each season looking just to win the American. Their donors aren't forking over lots of money just to win the American. They think they can get this bid year in, year out until the rule changes, and they can. They're a great program.
They're dragging that goalpost at Bourbon Street.
Oh, yeah. They're planting that thing, man.
So with all that being said, I am going to take Duke to win. It's going to be close. This game will probably be one score, no more than 10 points back and forth the entire time. I think Duke's going to squeak it out. I think they're going to win 31-28. I think there's going to be points on the board. I don't think this will be a rock fight. This is going to be some fireworks. I'm going to go Trey Freeman MVP. I don't know why. This has the makings of one of those games where Trey Freeman wins the game late on a forced fumble or an interception.
He's due.
Yeah, so
it's under the lights.
This game screams fourth quarter Trey Freeman kind of game.
He's gonna shine so bright in that fourth quarter. I mean, he turns into Ray Lewis, man, just prime out there.
Hey, Noah, good news about New Orleans. They have a Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh,
you know what else? Where's the Margaritaville? Did it make it through the hurricane?
We're in business.
I guess, I agree with Tyler. It's going to be a close game. I actually changed my prediction halfway through the episode because I can't do it to myself. But I've got Duke winning 31-30. Everything Tyler said about Tulane is the truth, people. They're a good football team. You need to take this game seriously. Duke winning this game by more than what we're predicting is a good indicator that they're going to be on track for the rest of the year. Duke winning overall is good, but like Tyler said, there's a world Duke can win by 10 or more points. And that's kind of what we need to see this week. But I'm thinking 31-30. I'm going Todd Polino beats the under the lights curse. I can't believe I just said that. 47-yard just bomb. Duke's down 30-28 into the game. Todd runs out there. Boom. Curtis Cooper throws a dart. Cade holds a dart. Todd kicks a dart.
Watch it be the one shitty snap Curtis Cooper ever has.
Okay, so the snap it to Jesus thing comes from Tulane 2015, which I know Tyler probably mentioned when I was away. But that'll be their snap it to Jesus moment against us. Will be Curtis flying one through the opposite goalpost.
Tommy Limbaugh deletes his Twitter. Oh
Shout out
God.
Tommy.
I if there's one thing I'm learning from looking at all these stats and insight and background on Tulane is that Duke is gonna have to stop the run big time. Duke is gonna have to stop the run. Now, to Duke's credit, what are they known for? D, D, anyone?
Losing.
It- God, I'm logging off. This shit is stupid.
Stupid, stupid,
It's end the
stupid.
recording.
I hate doing
Uh,
this.
anyway, their defense. Defense needs a breakout week. Defense didn't really impress me against Elon. Defense really didn't impress me against Illinois. If there's a get right game where they need it, it's this game right here. And what better way than to shut down the run?
They need it bad.
I don't know, but then again, if they shut down the run, that's going to force Tulane to throw it, and our only good
And
cornerback
that
is
and that's
Chandler.
going to force Tulane to probably win the ball game.
Yeah, dude, Kamari Robinson is going to get, as Krimroy said, abused again.
Maybe
Hashtag
we should let
dribbled.
Tulane. Maybe we need to let them run the ball.
Let them be like, hey, you guys are good. You got it. Keep running
We're
it.
just gonna put four people in the box, two defensive linemen, and then use like two D linemen as linebackers and cover everything else in palms, man. Just walk
Yeah,
palms
just
up across the field.
just prevent defense all night long.
Oh yeah. Just beg them to run it.
Hell yeah. Uh, yeah, gotta shut down the run and the pass and the special teams. Duke is gonna have to prepare this week. I think Duke is gonna have to want this one. I think Duke is gonna have to prepare.
They're gonna have to play hard.
I think
Gonna have
Duke's
to
gonna have
bring
to
their
play
A
hard.
game.
Duke is gonna have to play lights out. I think we're gonna have to run for more yards than they do. All this to say, I digress. Give me Duke 26. We're bringing back the 26 score
Magic
games.
number.
Shout out 2024. Duke 26, Tulane 20. 26-20 Duke.
There you got it, folks.
MVP. I hate to sound like a Disney movie. Darian Mensah.
There we go.
I
A
want Darian to
clean
go out there and
sweep.
have a Thad Lewis versus NC State '09 type of game. Just ungodly numbers of productivity.
I could see it.
There's a chance.
But yeah, I mean, like, just Illinois game sucked. More like that's simple as that. Game sucked. We lost. We got beat. Season's not over. Very big game coming up this week. Very losable game. Very winnable game coming up this week. This week will tell us a lot about Duke's season. None of us are punting on the season yet,
We've
but
sat through way worse. We're
they're
not gonna give up on this.
but we're not going to sit here and act like this team's perfect and everything's sunshines and rainbows. It'll be interesting.
All right.
Yeah, there we go,
That
boys.
concludes this episode. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors, El Rodeo, Hometown Heating and Cooling, Matt
Matt
Luster Bliven,
Matt Blevins.
uh, shout
Sunbelt
out to our
Rentals of
sponsors,
Durham,
Sunbelt Rentals. Please bring Chandler back.
Oh,
Dear God, please bring
City
Chandler back.
Trends
It's City Trends.
off of 15501.
Uh, thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Stay
See you guys
scum.
next week. How do I turn this thing off?